Hi, Brad. Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
All right, we will be starting in just a minute or two. And we're going to be going live on Facebook. This will be recorded. So for anybody who's watching this after the fact, we're going to have a Q&A at the end. If you're watching it live, you'll have an opportunity to ask questions. If you're watching this recorded after the fact and you have questions, definitely reach out to us. You can call us or email us or DM us through social media. We're pretty easy to find on social media. All right. Are we live?
One sec, it's loading. There we go. We are live on Facebook.
All right, great. Well, good afternoon. Let's go through introductions. Today, we're going to be talking about how to pay for a renovation after you sell your home. And we'll be reviewing how to fix up your home now so you can get top dollar and not have to pay for that renovation until you sell it. So this is a great opportunity for people who don't necessarily have the time or the money to come up with to do projects, but want to benefit from having a finished product type home. So I'm Shannon at the Shannon Jones team with Keller Williams Coastal Properties in Long Beach. And here also with me, we've got Brad Jones.
Hi there.
Brad is my husband and business partner. And he is very involved with our clients who are selling homes that do need renovations because his background before joining me in real estate was in the construction industry. And he actually has a degree in construction engineering. We've also got joining us Lauren McCarroll, and so we'll share a little bit more about her role with KW Concierge. And we've got Rachel Garcia, who is our marketing manager. So a little bit about our team. We have been in business in the Long Beach area since 1998. So we have helped hundreds of home sellers successfully since then. We use a consultative approach. We know that there is no one size fits all when it comes to real estate. And so the first thing that we do with our clients is to really talk with them about what their goals are and what's important to them. So you may want to just sell your home as is and do nothing, and that's okay. Or you may want to get the benefit of fixing it up and not necessarily know how to go about it. Once we have your home listed, we do have a very innovative marketing plan. And so when we put a home on the market, the only thing we're ever testing is the price, because we know our marketing plan is proven. And we are local experts in Long Beach and surrounding areas. So also Lakewood, Signal Hill, Bellflower, down into Orange County. But if you're watching this, if you stumbled across it online and you are elsewhere in California or elsewhere in the country, we do have some amazing agent referral partners elsewhere, and we can definitely put you in touch with one of them. So I'm going to hand this over to Lauren McCarroll, who's going to walk you through exactly how the KW Concierge program works. She's our account executive at Zoom Casa, which Keller Williams has partnered with for our concierge program. She has a background in legal studies and finance, and she's a native of Chicago, Illinois. So welcome to Lauren.
Thank you so much, Shannon. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lauren McCarroll, and I am one of the account executives at Zoom Casa, and we proudly power the KW Concierge program. So a little bit about KW Concierge. Our goal is to provide a solution to our clients no matter where they are in the home ownership lifecycle. That means whether you're looking to buy, looking to sell, or if you just have some deferred maintenance you want to take care of, we have a solution for all of those scenarios. But today we're going to be speaking about pre-sale home prep. So past performance has shown that homes prepared by KW Concierge increase in value by 6.4%, and they sell twice as fast. That means that they're spending half of the time on market as the other homes. And pre-sale home prep is designed to enable you to make any renovations or improvements to the property, specifically to increase the value before it hits the market, but with 100% of the cost deferred to the closing of escrow. That way you're able to maintain your equity, increase the value, but you're not paying anything out of pocket. But as the seller, you still maintain sole discretion over any work that's done. You get to pick and choose the services that you want to do. We just come in, pay the vendors per their pay schedule, and we're later reimbursed once the property sells on the open market. So a little bit about the scope of work, what we can do. Anything as minor as minor repairs, staging, interior or exterior painting, or even major pool repair, roof repair, kitchen renovations, landscaping, decluttering and deep cleaning. I mean, the list is pretty endless and we are very flexible. So a bit about the process and how you would go about getting started. Once you've signed your listing agreement with the Shannon Jones team, they would come back to us and upload the details of the listing. From there, it goes through a brief underwriting process where we do pull title and a soft credit pull as well to determine the budget upfront. We then would assign the project to one of our project managers who will contact the Shannon Jones team directly to discuss the scope of work, keeping in mind with that consultative mindset. And then once everyone's on the same page, they go and get the bids from the vendors. So the project manager will be the one to source the vendors, get the bids, and also pay the vendors. So you don't have to worry about that additional stress. But after they have the bids, they'll present an itemized proposal to you with all of the services outlined with the price, and you can kind of pick and choose what you decide to do. So after you sign off on the services you'd like, work can get started. And the beauty of it is that project manager will be your right-hand person throughout the entire process. So from start to finish, they're going to oversee the progress of the project. So I do have a few before and after photos. These are recent. You can clearly see how just a fresh coat of paint and new cabinets, or actually new knobs, can even really open up a space. And here was a bedroom that we've done.
Some of them don't even look like the same property because they're so dramatic.
Absolutely. And I believe here we did a little bit of landscaping and exterior paint to really liven up the exterior. Curb appeal, it's very important. And this particular one, we did the whole house. And keeping in mind that the sellers didn't pay a penny out of pocket. Everything is deferred to the closing of escrow.
Yeah, they don't even look like the same house.
So I know that there are other programs on the market, but we do have a few elements that help us to stand out. So we do have a designer consultation. So our project manager or designer, if you're unsure of what specific improvements to make, they'll come in and make their recommendations, and they will only recommend things that will directly increase the value of the property. So nothing unnecessary. We also don't have a conflict of interest. We do have a platform of licensed, vetted, and insured vendors that we use and we trust. However, if you have a preferred vendor, maybe a favorite painter or an electrician, as long as they're licensed and insured, we will gladly work with them as well. And there's also no dollar limit or limit to the scope of work. So that's pretty much pre-sale home prep in a nutshell. It's definitely my favorite program. And I'll pass it back to you now, Shannon.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Lauren. I think one of the things for people to understand again is It absolutely is possible to sell your home completely as is. And there are some times when that even makes sense depending on the goals. But when it comes to curb appeal, when it comes to cleaning, decluttering, staging, or repairs that give the appearance that the home has a lot of deferred maintenance when maybe it doesn't, those are the kinds of things that have a really positive ROI. And so for homeowners who don't have those funds, this can be a really, really good tool to help increase the bottom line. And I think that buyers nowadays sometimes have a different expectation of what homes will look like when they go, based on seeing a lot of shows on HGTV or Bravo. And the reality is that not everybody's home matches up to that expectation. So this is a good option. If you're thinking about selling your home and you don't know if it would make sense to do some things, one of the things that our team can do for you is we can put together a market evaluation based on your home's present condition. And then look, if you did X, Y, and Z projects, how would that impact it? Then we can bring in the KW Concierge program. They can put together for you an estimate. And then we can look at how would that impact your bottom line. So it gives you that flexibility. Can you cover a little bit, Lauren, what the cost is for people? How does this work in terms of a cost standpoint?
Absolutely. So the equity in your home will ultimately determine the budget, and our margins have already been factored into the vendor costs. So the price that you see is ultimately the price that you will pay. So the beauty of it is it's flexible. You can say, I don't want to spend more than $5,000 or $10,000, and we can stay within those parameters.
And this is one of the areas where some of our sellers in the past have had frustrations trying to manage multiple vendors. This is one-stop shopping, if you will, a general contractor approach where you don't have to schedule the electrician or the plumber or the painter. Zoom Casa handles that for you.
Absolutely. The project manager will be responsible for making sure that, you as the seller are happy, that things are going to your schedule. So they will be responsible for scheduling the vendors, communicating with them, unless you'd like to, but that's their responsibility.
What if somebody wants to, let's say, move out, put some things in storage? Is that a cost that could also be taken care of through the Zoom Casa program?
Absolutely. Even the packing, the moving truck, the storage unit, absolutely. As I mentioned, estate sales, anything that is directly related to the pre-sale home prep process, we can pretty much envelop into the program.
Yeah.
This is a really great program, let's say, especially if you've got a trust sale, you've got maybe some heirs that they inherited a home that maybe wasn't in tip-top showing condition. And maybe if they're not local and they're looking for somebody to help source the vendors, manage the work, oversee the work, clear the home, because that is very difficult to do if you've got a full-time job and you don't live locally and you don't know where to find these people. So I would think this is something that would be super beneficial for trust sales and inherited properties.
Absolutely. Even sellers who are looking to move out of state and they just have kind of moved on. Our goal is to alleviate the stress of the moving process, which we all know is one of the 3 biggest stressors in life, to alleviate it as much as possible.
Definitely. That's great. Okay, so let's see if anybody has any questions at all. We've gone over nuts and bolts, but I imagine if you are a potential home seller, You may have some individual questions. If you want to ask them here, go ahead and you can put them in the Q&A section or chat, and we'll be happy to address those. If you have questions that you don't want to handle here on the webinar, or again, if you're watching this later and you have questions, we would absolutely welcome you to reach out to us, and we're happy to review those. But any questions at all?
We do have one that came in. It is, what happens if the home doesn't sell?
That's a great question, especially as the market has shifted. So we do allow up to a year for the property to sell, as long as you don't break your listing agreement with the Shannon Jones team, and as long as you don't take the property off the market. But we are understanding in how the market has shifted, so you do have up to a year.
Okay, and I can say this, having been in the business since 1998, we have not ever had a home that took more than a year to sell. So there you go. I got on a limb saying that.
So
Nowhere close, actually.
We do have one more that came in. How long does the renovation process take?
That's another great question. It's really going to depend on the scope of work. Some sellers only want to do staging, which can happen pretty quickly. But if we're doing a full kitchen renovation, understandably, that's going to take a bit more time. So it's definitely dependent on the scope of work.
Okay. And then it looks like we have one more. Can I choose which renovations are done on my home?
Oh, absolutely. You're the only person who can choose which renovations are done. You have sole discretion throughout the entire process.
And that's where we could consult with you as a home seller, what projects make sense, and help you evaluate your options, and then look at the proposal from Zoom Casa to determine what are the best return on your investment there.
We can definitely make recommendations. The Zoom Casa designer and project manager, they can make recommendations. We as your agent can make recommendations, and we know what types of flooring buyers like now, what colors are selling well, what types of counters are popular now. And yet at the end of the day, even if you're not paying for this until escrow closes, you are paying for it. And so it is still ultimately your decision. And if there's something that, you're thinking, hey, should I do this? But we don't believe it's actually going to add more to your sales price than it will cost you, we'll definitely let you know, because we don't want to see you spend more than you're going to make. Whatever you do should always increase much more than that, what your selling price will be.
Okay. That's it for questions.
All right. Well, great. Lauren, thank you so much. And Brad and Rachel, thank you. And for those of you who joined us, we really appreciate it. And let us know if we can help. If you are thinking about selling either now or in the future, and you just want an idea on what your home is worth, we're happy to help with that. Or if you know anybody who might need our help with buying or selling, whether it's now or down the road, we definitely welcome questions and encourage you. We have a lot of informational videos on our YouTube channel and on our social media channels. My background before real estate was journalism, and so providing information for people as they're going through one of the biggest transitions in their life is something that we take very seriously. So, all right. Thank you, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.